Imagine cruising over the vast Atlantic Ocean, miles from land, when suddenly your aircraft's engines sputter and silence fills the cabin. The calm hum of the engines is replaced with a deafening quiet, and your heart sinks as the reality of the situation begins to set in. You are aboard Flight 236, and this is not just an ordinary flight. It's a journey that will take you from the comfort of your seat to the edge of your nerves. This flight, a routine trip across the Atlantic, morphed into a harrowing tale of survival that tested the limits of human ingenuity and resilience. The crew on board, faced with a crisis that could have spelled disaster, responded with skill and precision that defied the odds. They were thrust into a race against time, battling a dwindling fuel supply and the unforgiving expanse of the ocean below. This is the story of Flight 236, a story of skill, precision, and a race against time. Before we dive into the harrowing journey, let's understand the backstory. The day was August 24th, 2001, a day much like any other. Passengers were boarding a routine flight, Air Transat Flight 236, an Airbus A330, a twin-engine wide-body aircraft known for its reliability and comfort. The plane was bustling with life, carrying a total of 306 souls on board, including the crew. Each person, whether they were a business traveler, a vacationing family, or a solo adventurer, had their own unique story and reason for being on that flight. They were all looking forward to reaching their destination, completely unaware of the dramatic turn their journey was about to take. Little did the passengers and crew know that this would be a flight they would never forget. On August 24, 2001, Flight 236 took off, unaware of the impending crisis. The Airbus A330, a marvel of modern aviation, was filled with passengers, each engrossed in their own world, oblivious to the series of events about to unfold. The flight began like any other. The hum of the engines, the friendly chatter of the cabin crew, the anticipation of reaching the destination. But as the mighty bird cruised over the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, miles away from any land, a sudden silence descended, an eerie quiet that was not part of the usual in-flight experience. The engines had stopped. The moment was surreal. The passengers, initially unaware of the gravity of the situation, soon realized something was amiss. The cabin crew, trained for emergencies but certainly not for a situation as dire as this, tried to maintain calm, but the tension was palpable. The aircraft, a symbol of human achievement, was now a powerless glider, adrift over the endless ocean. In the cockpit, the pilots wrestled with the reality of their predicament. The fuel indicators, which should have been reassuringly full, were ominously empty. The realization hit them like a bolt from the blue. The aircraft was out of fuel. A series of questions raced through their minds. How did this happen? Was there a mistake? But the most pressing question was, what do we do now? As the gravity of the situation began to sink in, panic slowly started to grip the passengers. The once routine flight had turned into a terrifying ordeal. The silent engines, the anxious faces of the cabin crew, the uncertainty. It was a situation no one on board had ever imagined they would face. And then the unimaginable happened. The aircraft ran out of fuel. But how could a plane run out of fuel mid-flight? The answer lies in a series of unfortunate maintenance errors. The Airbus A330 of Flight 236 was a marvel of modern engineering, designed with numerous safeguards to prevent just such a catastrophe. But even the best design cannot overcome human error. In this case, the critical error was made during routine maintenance, a time when the safety of future passengers is most directly in the hands of ground crews. The aircraft had undergone a procedure involving its engine fuel supply lines. This is a delicate task, one that requires precision and care. However, a crucial step was missed. A fuel line was not correctly installed, leaving the aircraft vulnerable to a major fuel leak. Unbeknownst to the crew and passengers of Flight 236, as they climbed into the sky, precious fuel was seeping out of the aircraft. The fuel leak was insidious, slowly draining the lifeblood of the engines. This is a stark reminder of how even the most minor oversight in maintenance can have the most dire of consequences. With each passing minute, the aircraft was losing fuel. However, the leak was not immediately apparent to the flight crew. It was only when the engines began to starve for fuel that the severity of the situation became clear. By then, the plane was over the Atlantic Ocean, far from any land. The engines sputtered, strained, and then fell silent. The aircraft, once brimming with life and power, was now a glider, silently soaring over the vast, empty ocean. The fuel leak had turned a routine flight into a desperate struggle for survival. A maintenance oversight had turned a routine flight into a potential disaster. With a crisis at hand, the crew's response was nothing short of heroic. With a deadly silence filling the cabin, the crew, led by Captain Robert Peace, sprung into action. They quickly recognized the severity of the situation, but they knew panic would serve no purpose. Instead, they focused their energies on managing the crisis, using every ounce of their expertise and training. Their communication with air traffic control was swift and efficient. They relayed the critical situation, providing vital details that would aid their possible rescue. It was a race against time, and every second counted. Even amidst the chaos, they didn't forget their duty to the passengers. They made announcements, reassuring everyone that they were doing everything possible to bring them safely to the ground. The crew's calm demeanor, despite the looming threat, was a testament to their professionalism. They had one goal in mind: to ensure the safety of every person on board. Their actions were a perfect blend of duty, courage, and dedication. With their quick thinking and years of training, they were ready to face the next challenge, the landing. Landing a plane without fuel is a daunting task, but it was the only option left. Imagine the tense atmosphere in the cockpit as the crew of Flight 236 faced this chilling reality. The wide expanse of the Atlantic Ocean lay before them, with the Lajes Air Base in the Azores as their only beacon of hope. This was a landing unlike any other. With the engines silent and the fuel tanks empty, the plane was essentially a glider, with a single shot at the runway. The crew had to call upon every ounce of their skill and training. Precise calculations were required to estimate the glide distance and descent rate, while also factoring in variables like wind speed and direction. The tension was palpable as the plane descended towards the runway. Every decision, every maneuver had to be spot on. There was no room for error. The crew's deft handling and unflappable resolve were put to the ultimate test. In the face of such adversity, the crew's precision and professionalism shone through. The Airbus A330 touched down on the runway, a testament to the crew's extraordinary skill and sheer determination. Against all odds, Flight 236 landed safely, and everyone on board survived. In the aftermath of the crisis, an investigation ensued to understand what went wrong. Scrutiny fell heavily on the maintenance errors that led to the major fuel leak, errors which had been overlooked prior to the flight. This oversight, which had put hundreds of lives at risk, led to legal ramifications. The airline faced intense scrutiny and was held accountable for its failure to adhere to safety protocols. While the crew's response was applauded for their skill and precision, it was clear that this was a situation that should never have occurred. The investigation's findings were a stark reminder of the importance of rigorous maintenance checks and clear communication protocols within the aviation industry. This tragic incident served as a wake-up call, prompting a comprehensive review of aviation safety procedures. It highlighted the need for enhanced training protocols and stringent maintenance procedures to prevent such catastrophic failures in the future. It was a testament to the inevitable truth that safety must always be paramount in aviation. The incident led to significant changes in aviation safety procedures. Flight 236, a near disaster, became a lesson in aviation history. This harrowing ordeal underscored the critical importance of thorough training, clear communication, and rigorous maintenance protocols. It highlighted that even the smallest oversight can lead to catastrophic situations. The incident spurred significant changes in aviation safety procedures worldwide. Flight crews now receive more extensive training, maintenance teams follow strict protocols, and communication between all parties involved in a flight is emphasized more than ever. Flight 236 serves as a stark reminder of the importance of meticulous maintenance and preparedness in aviation. The tale of Flight 236 is one of terror, heroism, and survival. A chilling reminder of how quickly a routine flight can turn into a life-or-death struggle. Despite the fear and uncertainty, the crew's skill, precision, and quick thinking prevailed, saving everyone on board. This incident not only became a harrowing story of survival, but also a catalyst for significant changes in aviation safety. It emphasized the importance of stringent maintenance protocols, thorough training, and clear communication. Join us next time as we uncover more mysteries from the world of aviation.